I believe.
Yep. Jerusalem is delivered because of righteous Hezekiah, chapter 57. Do you need to read that?
We'll read the next one.
Isaiah gives an assuring prophecy, 37, 1 through 7.
Yes.
Closer to 57. I don't know, like it ran out of my Bible.
Decided not to exist.
Set 37, 1 through 7.
7.
And it came to pass when King Hezekiah heard it, that he rent his clothes and covered himself with sackcloth and went into the house of the Lord. And he sent Eliakim, who was over the household, and Shebna the scribe, and the elders of the priests covered with sackcloth, and to Isaiah the prophet, the son of Amos. And they said unto him, Thus saith Hezekiah, this day is a day of trouble and of rebuke and of blasphemy. And the children are come to the birth, and there is not strength to bring forth. It may be the Lord thy God will hear the words of Rabshakeh, whom the king of Assyria, his master, has sent to reproach the living God, and will reprove the words which the Lord thy God hath heard. Wherefore lift up thy prayer for the remnant that is left. So the servants of King Hezekiah came to Isaiah, and Isaiah said unto them, Thus shall ye say unto your master, Thus saith the Lord, be not afraid of the words that thou hast heard, wherewith the servants of the king of Assyria has blasphemed me. Behold, I will send a blast upon him, and he shall hear of him, and return to his own land, and I will cause him to fall by the sword in his own land.
Hosea.
Verses 1 and 2, Hezekiah likewise rent his clothes in mourning and went to the temple. He sent Eliakim, Shebna, and the elders of the priests to Isaiah.
Oh, so he kind of upset the apple cart. Hezekiah wasn't too happy with the situation. Next.
They reported to Isaiah, or excuse me, verses 3 through 5. They reported to Isaiah that what appeared to be a hopeless situation for Judah. The nation was comparable to a pregnant woman without the strength to bring forth her child at the time of delivery. If there was any hope, it would be that the Lord would respond to Rabshakeh's defiance and deliver them. Therefore, they asked Isaiah to pray for them.
Ezra? Yes.
Verses 6 and 7. Isaiah responded that God had already revealed to him that he would cause the king of Assyria to return to his own land, where he would die by the sword.
Question or comment?
I'll learn to handle one now.
I can agree with that.
I'd say, Hezekiah kind of did not the right thing. You know, when he heard the words of Rabshakeh, he rent his clothes and covered himself with sackcloth, went to the house of the Lord, and went directly to God. And he heard this disturbing news.
Yeah.
And then,
So, yeah, I mean, he went first to God, and then when he came home, he sent his messenger, God's messenger, the prophet. How often do we, when we hear disturbing news, run around, trying to fix it ourselves first, instead of taking it right to God where it belongs?
Okay, Angie, I guess it's your turn if you want to read.
Hezekiah responds to Sennacherib's letter by King David, 37
If you'd read that, if you may read that if you would.
So that Shechem became and formed kings to the land against Jordan, and the authority decided for the country. And he said, concerning Sennacherib, king of Israel, he is the country of Jordan, and he heard it from the messengers of Hezekiah, saying, thus shall you see Hezekiah, king of Judah, saying, let not take God and kill myself with this people. Then Israel shall not be given to him to king of the servant. Behold, I will serve what the kingdom slave and burn for all them by the serpent and family, then shall God be delivered. Have the gods of the nations delivered them and shall family have destroyed out of Benjamin, and Haran and Israel, Judah, and the children of Eden before them. Where is the king of Canaan, and the king of Arba, and the king of the city of
Yes.
And Hezekiah received a letter from the hundred messengers from heaven, and Hezekiah went up into the house of the Lord and spread it before the Lord. And Hezekiah prayed unto the Lord, saying, O Lord, God of Israel, the promise which made that thou art to God, even now, Lord, the Lord of the kingdoms of the earth, the Lord may have the hand, incline thy ear, O Lord, and hear. Open thy hands, O Lord, and see, and hear, O the Lord, the commandment which hath sent to the coast, O Lord. For the king's Lord, the king of the Syria, hath laid waste seven nations in their country. And the casters off into the fire, the will of my God. Yet the book of men came reading and therefore we have destroyed them. Now therefore, O Lord God, now therefore, O Lord God, save us from this place. For all the kingdoms of the earth may know that thou art the Lord, even God only.
Okay. The picture in your mind as you read this passage is, Hezekiah received the letter and he read it, then he went spread it, went up to the house of the Lord and he spread it out in front of him. And you can just picture him going up there to land his letter out on the table or something and praying as he did. As Levi said a few minutes ago, that he really did the right thing and the thing that he should have done. And
Verses 8 to 13. Rabshakeh left Jerusalem and found Sennacherib warring against Libnah, a city 25 miles west of Jerusalem and 10 miles north of Lachish. Upon hearing that Tirhakah is leading the Egyptian army northward to attack the Assyrians, Sennacherib sent Hezekiah a letter containing much of Rabshakeh's threat, with the added warning that he not allow the Lord to deceive him.
Rabshakeh was an interesting fellow.
He played intimidation well pretty well.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed it as you read the text of Isaiah, but in most cases, Rabshakeh is preceded by the article, and thereby indicating that Rabshakeh wasn't the messenger's name, but rather his title. And the title would be cupbearer to the king. So if you picture in your mind Nehemiah was cupbearer to the king, and Rabshakeh, his position was similar to that. Next.
14 through 7. Hezekiah took the letter to the temple and spread it before the Lord while he prayed. As he poured out his heart, the words by which he addressed God evidenced faith in the omnipotence and omniscience of the Lord of hosts, God of Israel.
It's pronounced omniscience. Looks like omniscience, but
Well, yeah, I know I mispronounced that one. I just don't remember how to pronounce it.
Well, I think the word science itself means to know, right? So if you're omniscient, that means you're all knowing.
okay, next.
Right?
Anyway, verses 18 through 20, Hezekiah had not acknowledged the victories of Assyria over other cities whose gods were nothing more than the work of men's hands. He entreated the Lord to save Jerusalem, that all the kingdoms of the earth may know that thou art the Lord, even thou only.
Even though he acknowledged the victories, he gave the glory to where it belonged. Ezra? No, it's 3.
The angel of the Lord slays 185,000 Assyrians. 37, chapter 37, verses 21 through 28. Then Isaiah the son of Amos sent unto Hezekiah, saying, Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, whereas thou hast prayed to me against Sennacherib, king of Assyria, this is the word which the Lord hath spoken concerning him. The virgin of the daughter of Zion hath despised thee, and laughed thee to scorn. The daughter of Jerusalem hath shaken her head at thee. Whom hast thou reproached and blasphemed? And against whom hast thou exalted thy voice, and lifted up thine eyes on high? Even against the Holy One of Israel, that thy servant hath thou reproached the Lord, and hast said, By the multitude of my chariots and am I come up to the height of the mountain, to the sides of Lebanon, and I will cut down the tall cedars thereof, and the choice fir trees thereof. And I will enter into the height of his borders, and the forest of his honor. I have digged and drunk water, and with the sole of my feet have I dried up all the rivers of the besieged places. Hast thou not heard long ago how I have done it, and of ancient times that I have formed it? Now have I brought it to pass that thou shouldest be laid waste, defense, and cities into ruinous heaps. Therefore, their inhabitants were of small power. They were dismayed and confounded. They were as the grass of the field, and as the green herb, as the grass on the hilltops, and as corn blasted before it be grown up. But I know thy abode, and thy going out, and thy coming in, and thy rage against me, because thy rage against me, and thy tumult is come up into mine ears. Therefore will I put my foot in thy nose, and my bridle in thy lips, and I will turn thee back by the way which thou camest. And this shall be a sign unto thee. Ye shall eat this year such as groweth of itself, and the second year that which springeth up of the same. And then the third year sow ye, and reap, and plant vineyards, and eat the fruit thereof. And the remnant that is escaped of the house of Judah shall again take root downward and bear fruit upward. For out of Jerusalem shall go forth the remnant, and they that escape out of Mount Zion. The zeal of the Lord of hosts shall do this. Therefore, thus saith the Lord concerning the king of Assyria, he shall not come unto this city, nor shoot an arrow there, nor come before it with shield, nor cast a blank against it. A bank. By the way that he came, by the same shall he return, and shall not come unto this city, saith the Lord. For I will defend this city to save it for my own sake, and for my servant David's sake. The angel of the Lord went forth and smote the camp of Assyria 184,5,000. And when they arose early in the morning, behold, they were all dead close. So Sennacherib, king of Assyria, departed and went and returned and dwelt at Nineveh. And it came to pass, as he was worshipping in the house of Nishroch, his god, that
Adramelech.
Adramelech, and
Sharezer.
his son, smote him with the sword, and they escaped unto the land of Armenia, and Esarhaddon.
Esarhaddon.
His son reigned in his stead.
Okay. Question or comments? Okay, I guess we're ready for Ramsey.
The Lord answered him of the fire to the virgin mother of God, the spirit was exactly lacking in form and grace. The spirit removed because of the audacity of anyone.
There must have been some sight.
Good morning.
You know, yeah, 186,000. That's a large city. But surely it would make a believer out of you.
You really hope so.
Yeah. Okay, next. Yes.
Assyria had proudly boasted of success, but they had failed to realize that all that victories were made possible by the hand of the Lord. Which reference Isaiah 10:5.
Okay. Sure. Twenty, 29.
28 and 29, because of Assyria's arrogant rejection of the Lord, the nation would be turned back. Yeah.
Well, see where your arrogance gets you.
Back down the way you came.
I assume they're talking about the cattle, the hook in the nose. This years ago, they had a thing that looks kind of like shaped kind of like two apples side by side, I guess. This one shaped around it. In the spring loaded, and you put it in the cow's nose, and then you could lead them around. And Well, probably wasn't, but it accomplished its intended purpose. Okay, next.
Verses 30 through 32. Isaiah here addresses Hezekiah and promises the sign that by the third year from that time, the area would be free from the enemy and the inhabitants of Judah would once again sow and reap food crops without interference from foreign occupation.
That would be welcomed, I think. Ezra?
Verses 33 through 35.
Yes.
Furthermore, Hezekiah was assured that Sennacherib would not harm Jerusalem, nor even enter. The Lord promised to defend the city for the sake of his own name and also for the sake of David.
Okay. Angie? Yes.
The comparison of the anointed to educator, the U.S. was worth approximately $55,000 over 10 years. The money in the length of the occasionally determining
Yeah, this is what's going to happen when I'm here. I'm leaving.
Fine. Paul goes on.
Any question or comments? Yes, we got one more to read.
Verse 38, this account concludes with brief details of the assassination sometime later at the hand of his own sons, the king who dared to defy and blaspheme the Holy One of Israel. Read what he had sung.
Okay, now any question or comments? Okay, we got an application for today.
Isaiah 37:15 through 20. Prayer should not be all petition, but should be based on reverent praise and adoration of Him in whom we trust. Cross-reference Daniel 9, Matthew 6, verses 6 through 13, and John 14. 7.
Okay. It seems worthy to ponder these verses from Isaiah a bit. And the author's suggesting that prayer should not be all petition, but also praise and adoration. Any question or comments?
I think we kind of have some examples of that in the New Testament. Jesus began his model prayer, kind of praising and extolling God's praise before he jumped into the petition.
Okay.
And we have first Thanksgiving. I don't know that I would say, I go so far as to say that we can't have prayers that are all tradition. Prayers, we can have prayers that are all Thanksgiving. There's nothing that says that we need to limit it one way or the other. But it doesn't hurt to have a healthy mix of prayers.
I think that was his point. The author's point that, along with our petitions, we should include some praise. And I like to think I do that. And Isaiah 37:36.
One with the Lord is a majority, whether directly by supernatural intervention or indirectly through providence, God will deliver his people and use them into purposes which glorify his name. See Hebrews 1, verses 7 and 14, chapter 13, verses 5 through 6, and Romans 8, verse 28 as well.
Rochelle and I were talking recently, some years ago. It was kind of a catchy catchphrase that, people would say, well, God said it, I believe it, that settles it. Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that, but part of that really doesn't belong in there. The fact that I believe it doesn't carry a lot of weight. Okay, anything before we begin the questions? Ezra, are you on? You up?
Number one, who came up against the city of Judah? When? Syria, in the 14th year of King Hezekiah's reign. 36.
Which happened to be about 709 BC. Angie? Dominic?
What did Jacob say about Egypt and Pharaoh as neglected for Judah? That Egypt and Pharaoh were like a broken reed. If you lean upon it, it would go up into the hand. 36, 5 through 6.
Okay. That would be one staff that you would want to use.
I've had a few broom handles, and I was broken in the middle of it.
Okay.
Pretty sure that's taken to check in your face pretty soon.
Feel very good though.
Number 3.
Why did Eliakim, Shebna, and Joah asked Rabshakeh to speak in the Syrian language, so it didn't unsettle the people on the wall. 36:11.
So that it didn't what?
Didn't unsettle the people on the wall.
Unsettled, okay. He doesn't discuss what did happen or what would have happened. But, Rabshakeh did what probably a lot of people would do, especially if they knew they had the upper hand. You know, and instead of honoring their request, they would shout it from the rooftop, so to speak. Number 4.
Rabshakeh told them to beware lest Hezekiah did what? Chapter 36, verse 18 says, mislead you by saying, the Lord will deliver us.
That's another example of Rabshakeh's arrogance.
I had received, look at Hezekiah received you.
Well, I thought about that one as well. Another, we said, beware. Well, I looked at the word beware. That was only on verse 18. Which is why I went with that.
Where that's 45.
Because verse 14 has, let not Hezekiah deceive you, for he shall not be able to deliver you. And then verse 18 was, beware lest Hezekiah persuade you, or lead you, mislead you as the ESV said.
All right. Next.
How did the people respond? They held their peace and answered him not. 36, verse 20.
Angie, do you have number 6? Okay.
What did Hezekiah do when he heard these words? He rent his clothes, covered his head with sackcloth, and went into the house of the Lord. 37:1.
Number 7.
What prophet did he turn to for advice? Isaiah 37:2.
Give it up.
It's cool. Son of Amos.
All right. Next.
What was Hezekiah's first act after reading the letter from Assyria? He took it and presented it before the Lord in the temple and then prayed. 37 at verse 14.
$37.14. Okay. Including 15.
Yeah, I'd have to if I wanted to.
For whose sake did the Lord say he would save Jerusalem Jerusalem from Shemecker, for his own sake and for David's sake. 37, 35.
And number 10.
I just love this one.
Well,
Like this much faith, but the angel of the Lord, and how many will you kill? Who smote the Assyrians, the angel of the Lord, how many were killed? 185,000, 57, 56.
question or comments? True faults?
Rabshakeh promised them 2,000 horses if they would give pledges. True. 36, verse 1.
Rabshakeh, he just oozes with arrogance. Says, I got 2,000 horses, if you've got anybody that can ride them.
As we do.
Yeah,
Talking about the Lord's 185,000.
they had more than 2,000, huh? Number 2.
Rabshakeh warned that the God of Judah could not save them. I just had a little trouble finding that, but I decided it was true. 37, verse 10. Thus shall you speak to Hezekiah, king of Judah, saying, let not thy God in whom thou trustest deceive thee, saying, Jerusalem shall not be given into the hand of the king of Assyria. Didn't say it in that many words, but
Which is 14 through 20. Because that whole chunk is, the Lord's not going to help you.
either way, anyway, each way you cut it.
He tried to rub it in frequently.
I don't think anywhere he specifically said, but it's all innuendos and oozing of the arrogance. Number next, whoever.
The Lord said, the servants of Assyria have blasphemed. True, 37, verse 6.
Okay. Number 4.
Assyria had laid waste defenseless cities, even though God had not wanted it. Notice from which one of those questions I put false. 37, 18 through 20.
I had 27, 26. 27, 26.
27, 26.
Yeah, chapter 27,
27 and 26.
27.
Well, I didn't read that one today.
Oh,
I was reading 36 to 27.
I'm sorry, I'm mistaken. 36. 37, 26.
I didn't been in 27.
Hmm.
26.
I had 37, verse 26.
Yeah, Would you read that for me? I don't know where I'm at.
Chapter 37, verse 26.
Oh. Hast thou not heard long ago how I have done it, and of ancient times that I have appointed? Now have I brought it to pass that thou should lay waste the cities and do them as peace. Oh. That's confusing. Between 56. 57, 56.
37 points.
Okay.
And then 2 to 7 to the 60s.
False.
Well, now we've confused everybody. Appreciate it. So,
Number 5.
It's on there. A remnant of Judah would take root downward and bear fruit upward. True. 37, 30.
Question or comment? Yes, ma'am.
Listen to and read.
True.
Open up.
True.
They were all true, but number 4. Okay, research question, number 1. I guess there's only one.
You find these 2 chapters recorded in 2 Kings, chapters 18 and 19. I haven't fully gotten it to comparing the differences.
Okay. There's also 2 Chronicles 32.
Well, Second Chronicles 32 doesn't actually have the 2 chapters. It has a summation of it, but it doesn't actually contain the.
Yeah.
Which is why I didn't mention it. It mentions these, it kind of mentions the events, but it doesn't go into as detail as these 2 chapters.
Yeah. I didn't think he was necessarily wanting one verbatim. Of the 2 chapters. Thought question.
How does the argument of Rabshakeh, chapter 36, verses 13 to 20, fulfill Proverbs 14:12? Proverbs 14:12 says, there is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. And the Assyrians thought their way was right, but in the end, it only led to death.
Okay.
I would have thought for a better question would have been, what is Proverbs is going to take you? You would think if you stand it, well, oh my God.
It's in 1 Corinthians, isn't
And First
There's also a proverb.
It's right to open the wall.
Right.
That's the problem.
That would have been a better question, I thought. but-
Okay.
Before editing.
Right.
You didn't get your question nailed then.
We'll begin on page 87 next time.
280. I know who holds tomorrow. I don't know about tomorrow. I just live from day to day. I don't borrow from its sunshine, for its skies may turn to gray. I don't worry o'er the future, for I know what Jesus said. And today I'll walk beside him, for he knows what is ahead. Many things about tomorrow I don't seem to understand, but I know tomorrow, and I know who holds my hand. Every step is getting brighter as the golden stairs I climb. Every burden's getting lighter. Every cloud is silver line. There the sun is always shining. There no tear will dim the eye. At the ending of the rainbow, where the mountains touch the sky, many things about tomorrow I don't seem to understand, but I know it's tomorrow, and I know who holds my hand. I don't know about tomorrow. It may bring me poverty, but the one who feeds the sparrow is the one who stands by me. And the path that be my portion may be through the flame or flood, but his presence goes before me, and I'm covered with his blood. Many things about tomorrow I don't seem to understand, but I know who holds tomorrow, and I know who holds my hand. 6:13. $613. Take my life and let it be. Take my life and let it be consecrated, Lord, to Thee. Take my moments and my days, let them flow in ceaseless prayer. Take my hands and let them move at the impulse of thy love. Take my feet and let them be swift and beautiful for thee. Take my voice and let me sing, always only for my King. Take my lips and let them be filled with messages from Thee. Take my silver and my gold, not a mite would I withhold. Take my intellect and use every power as thou shalt choose. Take my will and make it thine. It shall be no longer mine. Take my heart, it is thine own. It shall be thy royal throne. Take my love, my Lord, I pour at thy feet its treasure store. Take myself and I will be ever